social club where there's a country club at the church and everybody vacations with the church and you do business with the church and I guess you cheat on your wife at the church. I mean, really, they've just become country clubs. And you know, literally up there just to push the establishment line, just to make a bunch of people feel good. And I've done an analysis of this. You go back to the Rockefeller Foundation, the World Council of Churches, the National Council of Churches, the ecumenical movement, all of it. You go from the conservative churches that aren't involved politically now to the so-called leftist churches. Man, they are Bill and Melinda Gates, eugenics, world government, open borders, take the crosses out, New Age. I mean, I've been to the big churches in Austin, the big leftist churches, and I mean, it is frightening. Just like every Disney movie, the leader's a woman, men are bad. Well, the preachers are all women, and Obama's Jesus. And, I mean, they really know what they're doing. And because I've gone and watched it, and you go watch these preachers, they know what they're doing. These are agents of the state running psyops, and we even have the documents. I mean, that's the issue here, folks, is that America is falling. Look at how they've got mainline Baptist charities promoting open borders and to bring the illegals up, right. and then the churches get $6,000 for every 3 kids and are making money off of it. These are pure businesses. I want to cover topics with you now, but first, give out the website. We've got it on screen, chuckbaldwinlive.com. There's a link there, but how do folks find the Liberty Church Project?
Well, if they go to libertychurchproject.com.
LibertyChurchProject.com.
Right.
LibertyChurchProject.com. We're going to tweet that address out as well. It's in your column that we just reposted to Infowars.com. But I want to cover the waterfront. Look at the judgment against America. Look at how the floodgates are opening. I believe, and I can feel it, that the hedge, or like a gate, or castle walls, have now fallen about 30%. And I've been describing this the last few years as they're down 10%, they're down 20%. Now they're down to 30, and now they're falling fast. In the next few years, Al-Qaeda is being openly funded and protected. The borders are wide open. World government's being announced. Obama and the executive is operating by executive fiat on every front. New fines, fees, regulations, global taxes. The flood of evil is coming in, and I wanted you to speak to that. To the borders, to just everything that's happening right now.
Yeah, well, and is it not the job of the pastor to be the watchman on the wall? I mean, Alex, this is the thing that just bugs the stew out of me. The whole concept of the shepherd, the minister, is that he's a watchman on the wall. He is the man that stands up in the pulpit Sunday by Sunday and warns his people, the flock, the sheep of the church, of the danger of the impending wolves, no matter what that might be. You know, it could be a local issue. It could be strictly a spiritual issue within the congregation, or it could be a community issue. It could be a national issue, like you're describing this border issue right now. I mean, and you're right. They use the churches to fulfill the agenda that they have. And in the border situation, we see this constantly, where they're using the pastors and the churches to promote the open border concept. And the average pastor who, in his heart, knows right from wrong, and he knows that it's harmful to his country, he knows it's harmful to his grandkids, he knows it's harmful to freedom, and yet because of his fear of the 501c3 tax-exempt status, his fear of losing attendance, offerings, his fear of maybe not being able to build the bigger building, and let's not forget this too, a lot of these churches are head over heels in debt. They are up to their eyeballs in indebtedness. And if they have a 5 to 10% disruption in income, they are really going to feel it. I mean to tell you, they are just to the max in debt. And so they're out there looking at their crowd and they say, you know, if I say something controversial, I may lose 5% of my crowd, 5% of my giving. I can't meet the payroll. I've got staff. I've got insurance. I've got retirement benefits. Now, I've got all these obligations financially to deal with. And so they have got themselves in a place and they don't want to speak out because of all these factors combined. So the result is what, Alex? they're not watchmen anymore.
It's not a church. It's not a church. It's a self-help country club, and the whole country's going to hell in a handbasket.
11 o'clock on Sunday morning in the average church. You know what it is, Alex? It's Christian happy hour. That's exactly what it is. It's Christian happy hour. And we've lost the truth. We've lost the entire principle of truth. And the reason is that one of the reasons, I think one of the biggest reasons, is the 501c3 tax exempt status. And that's why, I mean, what I'm doing now is the result of like over a year of deliberation and prayer and how can I do that? What can I do? And people were calling me and writing me all the time, Chuck, what can we do out here?
This is it. No, this is huge. This strikes right at the root of it, right at the heart of it. And the churches have been conned. People want a mission. People want leadership. People want the challenge. They want to hear how bad it is because they already deep down know how bad it is. They want to be led against evil. They don't want to sit around at a government-run church with some fake preacher up there about how great he is, who's just up there basically eyeing all the widows so they can suck money out of them so he can go on a bigger vacation. Those places aren't churches, and people need to get out of them. We'll be back with Pastor Chuck Baldwin.
This hour brought to you by InfidelBodyArmor.com. When it hits the fan, don't be left without the body armor that will save your life. With prices starting at just $374.99 and ships free. Get yours at InfidelBodyArmor.com. Just won't quit.
Teenagers like me used to think our parents were just weird because they put their phones and computers inside those flimsy little fake leather cases. Then my folks both got a Block-It Pocket. Mom knows it keeps her safe from the phone's radiation. Dad knows it keeps his information private. I like my Block-It Pocket because it blocks hacking and tracking. Awesome. BlockItPocket.com has other cool stuff too. Guess my parents aren't so weird. Get your Block-It Pocket at BlockItPocket.com.
Hi, Ted Anderson with Midas Resources. Is it time to convert paper 401ks and IRAs to solid gold and silver yet? Get our 10 Reasons book free. Call 800-686-2237. That's 800-686-2237.
This is Alex Jones for InfoWarsLife.com. The latest in preparedness is now here. An electrically stabilized colloidal silver solution that can be added to both your home cabinet and preparedness pack alike. Concentrated to 30 parts per million in what has been dubbed the survival silver solution. The new InfoWars Life Silver Bullet Colloidal Silver is the answer for you and your family. And it's entirely free of toxic artificial additives that are loaded into many products. The InfoWars Life Silver Bullet Silver is so powerful that it is concentrated into a 2-ounce bottle and is not recommended for extended continual use. This is not a low-grade formula. We are working with one of the top laboratory manufacturers in the United States to bring you the best form of colloidal silver using electrical processes within a base of deionized water. For your preparedness storage or your home kitchen, purchase your bottle of InfoWarsLife.com Silver Bullet Colloidal Silver today and find other amazing supplements at InfoWarsLife.com.
If you owe the IRS back taxes, listen carefully. Sweeping changes to IRS policies will help more people than ever eliminate their tax debts once and for all. And now, I can help you reduce or eliminate your tax debts and end your tax nightmare. Hi, I'm Dan Pilla. I've helped thousands of people reduce and eliminate tax debts they couldn't pay. And after more than 30 years of experience dealing with the IRS, I can tell you there's no such thing as a hopeless tax case. And with the IRS's new policies, it's easier than ever to put your tax debt behind you once and for all. Call now at 800-346-6829 to learn how I can help you. You know your IRS debt will not go away by itself, but you don't have to live in fear anymore. Call 800-346-6829. Learn how I can help you eliminate wage and bank levies, release tax liens, and negotiate a settlement with the IRS that will put your tax nightmare behind you forever. Call 800-34-NO-TAX or go to TaxHelpOnline.com. That's TaxHelpOnline.com.
People say, hey, let us have a big centralized government that runs everything and cares about us. No, it is a predatory globalist system, and that's why we're in so much trouble. And I have been to a lot of churches, folks, and very few of them have the courage to tell the truth. I've found there's actually a lot of 501c3 churches now that are criticizing the criminal government and are telling the truth. So I think you either do one of two things or both. You go and you set up your own 501c3 outside of it and find people that want to support so you can reach out in the community with the truth. Or you do what a lot of churches have done and pledge to break the blockade where they claim that churches don't have a right to the First Amendment. Now, I get they claim, well, you're no longer a church, you're a 501c3, but they still act like you're a church, so you can hold the First Amendment up there. I think it trumps that whole charity law because it's all fraud-based. It's kind of like people 20 years ago didn't know the Federal Reserve was private and would laugh at you if you said it and the ADL said it was racist. Now, almost everyone in national polls knows it's private. They want it audited or abolished. We've passed it twice in the House to audit it, and the Senate's killed it. So we've gone from nowhere to somewhere. And Chuck, again, Pastor Chuck Baldwin's our guest right now. I think that's really the good news here is people don't know what they've had until it's gone. And there is an awakening happening. But it's more of a division. People are either waking up and they're getting more awake or they're falling deeper into delusion. But the people that are in delusion, I found, aren't even really conscious. And so they're not even really in the game. So there's a lot of positive things happening right now. And if our listeners will go out and show this to their pastors, challenge them, and then hold their feet to the fire, I think a lot of them will make the decision to do the right thing. But separately, what about the movement? Because I know you're aware of all the different developments out there that I've seen of even big churches to say, no, we're going to say no to the system. We're not going to be bullied, especially when Democratic-affiliated so-called churches can do whatever they want politically. So I'm saying even within the 501c3 system, it's not equally enforced, so it's a fraud.
Oh, yeah, it's not equally enforced. In fact, it's more intimidation than anything else. Look, I used to pastor a 501c3 church, Alex, as you know. And I remember I would get about twice a year, I would get a letter in the mail from usually a law firm representing the IRS. And it would say, okay, as a pastor, here's the things you can do, point, point, point. Here's the things you can't do, point, point, point. As a church, here's what you can do. Here's what you can't do. I would get that about twice a year. Now, I would just throw it in the garbage can. It didn't faze me a bit.
And by the way, you had a big church.
It was fairly big, yeah. And we were still preaching and we were putting out the message, etc. And we were 501c3. But what I'm telling you, the problem is when 95% or more of the pastors receive those letters in the mail, and they are frequent. They're at least a couple, 3 times a year they're going to get these. And they go over these things point by point. 95% of them are going to submit. 95% of them are going to be...
Can you imagine if the Pharisees would have told Christ what he could preach?
Well, I just preached yesterday from John 7. The Pharisees hated Jesus from the beginning. They did everything they could to silence him and then to kill him. And he was constantly at war with Pharisees. And it was nothing more than what we see today, the modern-day elitism today. The Pharisees of old are the modern-day elitists today, the globalists. They're it's the same group of people. They're the ones that are trying to silence the truth. And that 501c3 tax-exempt status was an ingenious invention by Lyndon Johnson to accomplish exactly... Hey,
it's LBJ created the welfare and ruined the community. Yep. I mean, they just ruined everything. They know what they're doing. We'll do 5 more minutes with Chuck Baldwin. Then we'll go to Weldon and others that are holding. Stay with us. Third hour's coming up, folks. I got a lot of important news I haven't gotten to yet. Political correctness, and I've got this other story.
The government's Department of Homeland Security is buying up loads of ammo. At the same time, they're restricting civilians' rights to own and purchase firearms. Can you put 2 and 2 together? Infidel Body Armor can stop every round, including hollow points and .308 sniper rounds, is reasonably priced and fully legal. But for how long? Go to InfidelBodyArmor.com, spelled INFIDEL bodyarmor.com. Infidel Body Armor. Just won't quit.
I'm David Hall, founder of Diamond Gusset, where we are proud of our 100% grown and sewn American-made jeans. Whether you're out for dinner, working on the farm, or on the road, Diamond Gusset Jeans offers a full spectrum of style and sizes for any occasion. Our loyal customers enable us to continue sponsoring Liberty Media outlets. Use promo code FREEDOM to receive a 15% discount at gusset.com. In Liberty, David Hall, Diamond Gusset Jean Company.